What up, everybody, and welcome to Late Night Live number 164. I hope everybody's having a wonderful day, be it morning, night, afternoon, or whatever time it is for you. It's nice to see you. What's going on, Marilyn? How you doing? All right, let's get warmed up. What's going on, Oja Swinny? Hello, Skeet. What's up? Hello, Michelle. Welcome, welcome. Ooh, Michelle's a harpist. Harp is such a cool instrument. I've never tried to play one. I guarantee I will never be able to play one. But once, I was hanging out with a good friend of mine, Rajiv Surendra, in New York, and he had to do some practice, and he did his harp practice, and it was... I just laid on the couch and basically didn't nap, but sort of zoned out to him practicing. What's going on, Eric? First timer in the house. Right on. Welcome, welcome. Alright, let's get warmed up. I think I'm gonna start. I know today we're the title of the video and whatnot. We're going to be doing some print block recreations. Some of the blocks that are in my collection, but I think I'm gonna start the live doing today's word of the day on Merriam-Webster's website, which is trepidation. Ooh. The only reason I say never, I mean, would I love to? Yes. I have way too many things that I'm trying to learn and get good at, Michelle. That's the problem. That is my big issue at the moment. Vancouver. We don't have many people from Vancouver who join this stream, so that's exciting. I don't have a lot of Vancouver penman folk in my circle, unfortunately. Way too many things. And yes, way too little time, unfortunately. I did just recently restart my my jazz piano practice. That is something that I've dove back into. Never played the piano before. A lot. I've dabbled for many years, and I would like to get better. So I have just recently started back with my morning piano practice, getting my hands in check. Hello, Karina. Welcome, welcome. That's not even enough for me, I don't think. 36 hours? Double it. The problem is, if I had more hours in the day, I would get more done, but my list of things that I want to do would also, I feel like, it'd be like a graph. It would grow as much as the hours in the day, unfortunately. Which, I mean, would still be cool, because I would learn and get good at, or I imagine get good at, a lot of things. But I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's still run out of time. The Maple Leaf Rag. I do not know the Maple Leaf Rag. You are correct. That is true, Eric. It is a joy. It would just be so nice to to get more done. The key to all that, I think, is time management. Speaking for myself only, really. I know that is the biggest thing that is amiss in my current day-to-day. I know my next couple months are gonna be very, very busy. Very excited, but also stressed is the wrong word. Nervous is the wrong word. I am anticipating a very busy couple months here coming up. Let's get my arm fully warmed up. Then we're gonna do the word of the day, which is trepidation. And then we'll dive into... My ink has like globbies in it today for some reason. I leave it open on my desk a lot. I'm wondering if it got dust in it at some point. I might have to take it out one day or pour it out and strain it one of these days through some cheesecloth or a really thin strainer. A 4-hand piano maple leaf rag. That's amazing. That'd be fun. I really wanna be able to freestyle piano so badly. Like when I put on a pair of tap shoes, if a song just plays or a rhythm just plays or even nothing, just creating a beat or a rhythm, be it a complicated one or a super simple one, just being able to play with rhythm, that's what I want to learn how to do with piano, basically. Yes, it'd be cool to be able to read sheet music and play Chopin and do all the fun stuff, but really, I just want to be able to sit down if I see like a piano in a hotel or in somewhere. I want to be able to sit down and just a little bit, just jam, just play. Some voicings in the left hand, some freestyle, playing with the right hand. But piano is challenging, so taking time to get to that point, obviously. A lot of dedicated practice required. Marilyn says, you said something the other week I saw about extra fine nibs and how some of them aren't as fine as others. I have in the last 2 weeks been playing. I mean, depending on brand, even within brands, extra fine nibs, extra fine nibs, quad extra fine nibs. Between brands, between pen models, between nibs, they're all very, very different. All mine pretty much write the same because they're all very, 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 very fine. Because they're all custom to be fine. The Wi-Fi is choppy. Is the video choppy for anybody else? My preview has been smooth, like normal. But you guys let me know if things have been choppy, or if Just Winnie is just living in the choppy chop today. Just Winnie living in the choppy chop. It went choppy. That's weird. It shouldn't be choppy. My computer's not super... CPU usage and everything seems fine today. Must be just the internet. Alright, today's word of the day. What is today's word of the day? Trepidation. T-R-E-P-I? Yeah. Trepidation. How are we gonna do this one? Trepidation. Like so. I don't know if I like that T. What other T's could we use? I used to use this T a lot, and I don't really use it at all anymore. Did I miss an I? Trepidate. What? What I did I miss? Trepidation. What do you mean I missed an I? There's only two I's in trepidation, and I have two I's. Oh, you thought this was an I? Trepidation? Trip? What a cooler T. Maybe we could do... Could use one of those. I usually use for F's, but we could use it for a T. Then I'm gonna do the lowercase letters first. We want to cross the T, but not the D, is the goal on this one. Oh, which is stressful a little bit. That trajectory sent me a little too low. Sent me a little too low into those lowercase letters. Whoops. I'm gonna try that again. Oh, smudge on my paper. We're gonna get a new sheet of paper and then try that again. Oh, you're not used to watching on your small screen. Oh, spinning top. I forgot. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. That's better. Give it a good spin. I don't even know if the camera can see that way back there. Maybe. spaced out lowercase. That'll work. What? Nope, missed it. Missed it. What if the T came all the way down here and crossed that way? Would that be weird? That would be unusual. And then this can come up here. Let's try that. Playtime. What's everybody up to today? What's going on, Shaq? Long time no see. Oh, tickle in my throat. That's sort of the idea for my experiment. Finish it like so. Trepidation, not too shabby. $500 ink samples. That's out of control. That's so many. I was just texting with a friend the other day, my friend Eric, saying that I need to get rid of a bunch of my old fountain pen inks that I don't anticipate. I mean, I like keeping things. I'm a bit of a hoarder, but I should get rid of them because I don't have a ton of space in my little home here. So I'm probably going to get rid of a bunch of fountain pen inks. Trepidation. We'll do one more, then we'll move right along. Trepidation, for anybody who just joined, that is Merriam-Webster's word of the day today, August 26th. So I figure that's a good way to start the stream, is by writing the word of the day. Now, how can we do this? Let's do something fun. Something fun. What can we do that's fun? Drastic compound curve. We're gonna give it 2 exit flourishes, cause why not? Like so. Trepidation. Alright. Yeah, some swings at today's word of the day. Now, the name of the game today is recreating some print blocks. I have a small collection of print blocks that I received from Michael Sull. He has a whole number of them. If anybody here has ever been to an IAMPITH conference before, there's a good chance that you got blocks from him. He brings some most years when he comes that people can hunt through, or some of the really good ones he puts in the silent auction. This is gonna be our first one. Zoom my camera in so we can see that better. So this one says, help, help, help. I don't know if it shows up that great on the video. What's going on, Lene? It says, help, help, help. This was from a piece that Lupfer did, EA Lupfer did, after Mataraz passed away. If memory serves, they wanted to put together a scrapbook of Mataraz's work, but Blosser didn't have a ton. They wanted to make, not a scrapbook, sorry, they wanted to print a book, a publication of Mataraz's work. So they put a post in the Business Educator asking people to not, I don't believe it was to fully donate, but to send in Mataraz samples that they could make prints out of, and then I assume they sent those people their specimens back. They might not have, but I assume that's what they did. They borrowed them. So this is the one, this was the image that came along with it. Now, so you guys can see it and as you can see, it's a print block, so it is in negative right now. Starts here, help, help, help. But if we do a little of this, shabam, you guys can see it up there on the screen. I'm gonna make that a little bit smaller, I think. There we go. So you guys can see what's going on, or what I'm working towards. I will also share, if this works. Oh, wrong way. This way. There we go. So that's the actual, this is when it was printed. So print blocks that look like this one, this would have been, the raised surface is what was printed. So it ended up looking white on black. No, we're not having an auction. I'm gonna try to recreate some prints, some pieces from print blocks that I have. I'm gonna read this article, because why not? In this article, I know I explained what it is already. Oh, I was wrong. It wasn't Mataraz. They put out a call for submissions when Mataraz passed away, but this one was for A.D. Taylor. Whoops, my apologies. For some time past, it has been our desire to publish in book form a collection of the penmanship left by the late A.D. Taylor, the master of marvelous accuracy, curve, and shade, delicacy, and boldness. True story. Taylor was incredible. However, thus far, we have not been able to secure enough specimens of his skill to justify issuing such a work. We have on hand some of his very finest work, which by all means should be reproduced and issued in book form so as to be preserved and made available for present and future aspirants to the highest skill of penmanship lore. We need more. Who can and will help? We shall take the best care of all specimens sent to us and return them as soon as engravings can be made. Those who can help by contributing something will be repaid by having assisted in the work of rescuing from oblivion specimens from the pen of one of the greatest penman America has produced. In the minds of penmen who have seen Taylor's work, he occupies a position as a penman so exalted that none are above him. Wow. But comparatively, few have seen his work. True story. And the specimens he left will soon be lost. His work was of too high a standard to be allowed to go with the passing of the man. To issue the work we mentioned will certainly be advancing the fine art of penmanship. If anyone knows of others who have some of Mr. Taylor's best work, we shall be thankful for their names and addresses. How cool is that? I genuinely don't know if this book was ever made. There might be some lore masters in here, or one day Gray might be able to correct me if he remembers, if he ever watches this. I don't know if a publication was ever made. If it was, I personally don't believe I've ever seen it, which is very unfortunate. If there was a publication made, it is rather rare. So my current call out would be, if you are a penman lore collector and you have a collection of A.D. Taylor's work in book form, send it our way. Yeah, I don't know if the book was ever produced. I know I mentioned Mataraz. A similar thing was done when Mataraz passed away. They did that one to raise money for his widow. And that one did make its way into production and whatnot. But this one, a mystery. Okay, so fun. So we have 3 H's I have to write now so that I'm not behind that block. Or if you guys get sick of looking at that print block, by all means let me know and I can take it off the screen. But we might be able to fit everything here. So we have this, just rough this out first. Oh, see, the tricky bit, yeah, this continues. From this stroke, I'm not allowed to stop. I need to plan approximately how much space I'll need for the word help. So, oh, and an exclamation point. So that my next stem, I know, has to go about there. Just to get a feel for how far this stroke has to go. Because it has to go from here. And then we do that one more time. I'll probably go to there and stop. And then do the first help. Then we come over and do the same thing. Do this stem. Oh, how does the last one end? The last one just ends in a O. Jeez. And then this, the second stroke of the H. This one is deceivingly way more complicated than it looks. We're going to match. We follow parallel this line here and this line here into a compound curve underneath. Dang. I should say, I don't know how clean the original pen on paper was of this. This is an engraving of Lupfer's writing, but I don't imagine he wrote it exactly as perfect as this engraving is. He might have. He was kind of a robot, but That's crazy. That one goes there. Yeah, that was right. And we put in our help. Oh, this one just crosses that. I know I've shown this piece. Whoops, got a hair in there. On stream before at one point. I don't know if I've ever tried to recreate it on stream. This is just the beginning. We're gonna hopefully get this much cleaner. Actually, to finish this off, I'm gonna write help. So I know how far I have to go. Three exclamation points at the end. Getting those parallel lines is tricky when you're going to the right. You can't, your hand's sort of in the way and you can't really see. Alright, so that's the whole piece. I wrote it a little bigger than I would like the final to be. I'm not going to be writing it as small as the block is, but I would like it to be a little smaller than that, I think. Vibes. I agree, Lene. Pretty fab indeed. In a perfect world, technically, you could do all of those 8 strokes. You could just go all the way through, which is maybe not a terrible way to do it, just to flow it out from the... I wonder if I would still want to dip every shade. Let's see how that feels if we just go the entire thing. Oh, that one just ends there, right. And then in theory, you would put in these strokes. Those are messy. Huh. I'm not mad at doing it that way, actually. My ovals are wonky-doo. Because I have to do this, if I'm going that far to the right, I'm using whole arm, which means my arm is off the table, instead of resting my forearm. If I rest my forearm, I might run out of horizontal space here. I could rest my forearm for this first stroke. That was one too many of those, though. I gotta decide if I want to do this in whole arm or forearm. That's what I want to do. Okay, so we'll do whole arm. Move my desk a little bit to that direction. There we go. Okay. I also have to remember there is a slight accent shade on each one of these as I'm coming around. It's small though, on both of those. This one is beautiful. I recommend giving this a shot if you're following along. It's a bit of a challenge, but have some fun with it. My first one is all kinds of wonky, but I'll smooth out my ovals here at some point. Still warming up, I think. The trickiest bit is going to be keeping these larger ones parallel. Okay, this one's far from perfect, but we're going to finish it off. Help. No baseline is gonna get me today. I should be doing something this complex on paper with a baseline, but that's alright. We're feeling it out. I mean, needs some work, but that's got everything in there. Have a sip of no tea today. We're drinking hot chocolate today. Fueled by chocolate today. I should put some Baileys in it. That'll smooth out my ovals. Okay. That first one is all kinds of messy. We could, for the sake of... I could give myself just a baseline. I could do it in pencil as well, I suppose. Now we run the risk of me just completely missing the baseline. I forgot to shade. I forgot to do my accent shade, but it's alright. Too close. One help. Desk needs to go in a little bit. There we go. I don't like to move my camera, so I move my desk instead. Missed the baseline on this third one. Whoa. Could be worse. All my autofocus is most certainly on, because I was showing the print block. You are correct. Hiya. I'm gonna actually zoom out just a little bit, since this is longer than I anticipated, and I am constantly going out of the frame. There we go. That's better. I was in the bathroom, I was in the kitchen about to make tea before coming to sit at my desk, and some little character sitting over here on my shoulder said, "You should have hot chocolate instead of tea today." So I did. Hot chocolate. It's my dessert. I haven't been letting myself buy snacks. So, or unhealthy snacks. So, hot chocolate is as close as I get to a chocolatey meal. Bathroom tea just sounds wrong. It does sound like something we have to write later, though, but it sounds wrong. It's hot here today and humid. I forgot a baseline, but we're gonna go with it. I'm not mad at those at all. Those could be much worse. They're pretty tight space though. Tiny little exclamation point. They're a little too close. Yeah. Oh no, this is supposed to go this way. Messed it up. That's okay, because the other parts were messed up too. Something feels wrong though. There we go. Angle felt weird. My ascenders are not very good today. I'm blaming the angle. Okay. See, when you said this is gross, I apologize to everybody. When you say bathroom tea, that's what's in the toilet. That's bathroom tea. It was brewed. Sorry, pretend I didn't say that. Let's move on from bathroom tea. Oh, silly, silly, silly. Alright. Let's go again. We are gonna give ourselves a pencil. You know what? We'll use an actual ruler. Why not? We'll give ourselves a real baseline. Because why not? Because why not? Life is just a bit of silliness, really. That is true. Just a bit of silliness really is my motto. That's a good point. Okay. Little off the baseline on those two. How are they? Oh. All these crosses here drive me nuts every single time. How are they dealing with that? It goes over, it ends up getting over the E, and then... Oh, so I'm coming across too flat. I gotta go up, and then make that compound curve more abrupt. Which is basically every time I do a compound curve, I don't make my compound curves abrupt enough. Or dramatic enough. I do want to iron that out instead of just keeping doing the whole thing over and over again. We'll iron out our mistakes. So now if that goes up there, this goes under the E. The L connects right there. And the issue I have... Oh, their spacing is way tighter than mine, that's why. They don't do a running hand really at all. Very tight. If I did it tight spaced, yeah, then this would cross through the top of the L, and this would cross through the bottom of the L. That's what we want. Instead of them crossing through at the same point. We're learning. Baseline. Baseline. Deep, 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 deep. Okay, tighter space is the name of the game, and this first oval is quite long. I forgot to make my compound curves drastic that time, which is definitely going to be an issue because this has to be below the baseline like here. Chipping away at it. Haha, when I first read Just Stepped Off the Steam Train, I read it as Stream Train, and I didn't understand what you were talking about, because we're streaming. But now, I reread it and I understand. It's like, Stream Train? Did somebody leave? Okay, drasticness should be better. Tight spacing makes it work. Booyah. the idea. Still have, well, they have a similar issue going on in that one. I don't like where they're all connecting, but they did the same thing, so if they did it, I won't complain about it too much. Okay. It's a process. It's coming. It's better than when we started. Gotta get on this first one every time. That space right there, so I can come down into the compound curve instead of coming out of this up. I need to be coming out of it down, if that makes sense. Also, one thing I'm noticing, I bring this oval into the what's the word? Into the accent oval, or this first little oval here. I go up the right height, but I make this a lot larger. So I guess that means I'm dropping lower than I need to below the baseline, also traveling a little too far. Ideally, we want that to cut right after the H, but still go up as high. We can't make it just smaller, just shorter. This one was better because we were between the E and the H, which is where we want to be. Still though, you see how I'm way up here where I cross that H? Where I would rather that cross be just like down here, right above. That one's not as bad, but it's still, it's high. I would like it to drop down a little bit. So we're gonna be picky and try to work that in as well. See how many of these little aspects we can remember on the fly. Ooh, that H is way too skinny. Whoopsies. Didn't give myself quite enough space after the second one, but could be worse. It's coming. It's not terrible. That second H is pretty terrible. I gotta give myself more space. First space was good. Second to third is where I need a little bit more. But that is the idea. Name of the game is improvement today. Gonna get better every time we do the word. Ideally. Mere quibbles. It's nice when you can... It's like sanding. A woodworking project. It starts with rough, usually rough grit things. Some major critiques and major things need to be changed. But then as you get better, you move down to finer and finer grits. So you're just you're polishing. Now we're polishing. I mean, we still got some tough grits to go, but more polished than before in any case. Okay, my hairline's disappeared on that one, which is kind of unfortunate because it felt pretty good. We're gonna keep going though. Wider H's on this one. Okay, upstrokes, I'm gonna need some ink. Just lost every upstroke. Literally, they are there, but there's no way the camera will see them. That's a nib issue, but I'm gonna keep going anyways. And then I'll take a look at the nib under a loop. Well, here, I dip might fix it. I think there's one of those little dust blobs or something right on the edge, right on the end of my nib. Every time people use the word, when you use the word broad, apparently my YouTube chat thinks broad is a derogatory term. Okay, those are where they belong. Spacing was much better this time. That accent shade is money. Makes me very happy. I mean, yeah, I lost my hairlines, they're not there, but that's by far the best one so far. Because the spacing actually did what it was supposed to. There we go. That's why I blocked broad nibs. There will be no broad nib talk in this live stream chat. Funny. Alright, we'll do one more page of this one, and then we'll move on to another one. It won't be perfect, but we've done a fair bit of ironing. I should film these. in actual film, not just stream film. Fat chunky. That works. I like a fat chunky nib. I'll have to go in there and add broad to one of the safe words. I'm assuming it's blocked because people like how you would call somebody a broad, I'm guessing. Oh yeah, let's look at this to figure out why my hairlines disappeared there. Oh. What's going on? I could be wrong. There could be some other reason why it's blocked, but Franklin Christoph double broad. See, when you said double broad, it didn't block. Why did? I'm very curious why that first use of the word broad needed to be accepted by me. Curious. Could be another reason. It could be maybe it's not broad. That one, Marilyn, was held for review. I can allow it though. Those are words that aren't allowed. Horizontally gifted. Wow. Nice, Eric. I like it. Alright. Did we fix our hairlines? Are they gonna work this time? Not too shabby. We have space for our 2 exclamation points on this one. Just. Off slant a little bit on that L. Whoopsies. I got bigger as I went. As far as the ovals, I forget that this last H doesn't have to match these big ones. It has to match this smaller one at the beginning, so it can be a little smaller. Noted. Hello, Anil. Welcome, welcome. You probably... I don't imagine you miss much with top messages on the whole time, Lene. Do you? I don't know that my stream is popular and busy enough to require or to not see some chats, unless it is. Maybe I'm mistaken. All right. We are much better. Let's see if we can get much better again. Yeah, I don't think my stream is all that... is quite popular enough for that function to matter. This first oval is driving me nuts. I'm thinking too much and it's not coming out good. And I'm ending up being... You see how this oval here is longer to the left than this one here? That's not what it's supposed to be. This one should be happening. And then this one should be cutting short. Like that. But I do tend to come out of that stem shade with large ovals quite often. Yeah, I have it on live chat as well. As a just in case. I want to see everything. Shades a little better here now. If we're gonna do it, we gotta do it right. I feel you, Marilyn. I agree. Ugh. My stem shades just aren't good when I do the piece. Why don't they look like that one? This one can be smaller. myself enough space there, which is good. H is a little thin. No shade on that P, even though I pretty much always want to add one. And my last three, whoops, crazy exclamation points. Oh, have a good one, Eric. Sorry I didn't see you type that. Thanks for joining. We'll see you on the next one. Alright, let's do one more, then we'll move on. Certain aspects are getting where I want them. Like this flow in here is pretty nice with that, this coming around, that going around. Not mad at it. We will try one more though. Funky oval to start the whole thing off, unfortunately. Too tight in this one again. Always. Not bad. Not exactly perfect. I'm going a little too small on this oval here. It's gotta come a little higher. But that's the idea of our help block. Now we gotta pick another block. What are we gonna do next? Next. What should we do next? So our options... we can do this super complex signature, which I, to date, have not been able to find, I haven't been able to find where it's printed in the Business Educator. I've been searching, and I haven't found it yet, and it's large, so I feel like it should be easy to find, or it's from a book, or from, like, it was made for a special purpose, and it's not in just the Business Educator. It was for AWH Ronish, sorry. AWH Ronish. I've seen his name a lot. He was a penmanship instructor in the Business Educator, but I cannot find this signature. This particular one was by E.A. Lupfer. You can see they wrote that on the back of the block. But yeah, I haven't found it in the Business Educator yet. We could do that one, or we could do more of a... We've shown this one before on stream. Let me get rid of my help here. So this was C.P. Zahner. Whoops, that's upside down. This was C.P. Zahner writing a letter, essentially, to E.W. Blosser, and it said, "To the best American penman, Mr. E.W. Blosser, from one who would like to be C.P. Zahner." Except it just says CPZ. There's no actual Zahner on the end. There's that one. Very famous letter. Or what else we got? We could do... I probably wouldn't do this whole piece. We have this piece by... I think this is also by Lupfer. No, this is by Zahner. That says... "The kind of whole arm movement..." I'm not going to read all this because it's really hard to read lowercase letters. Lene says go for the letter. Ojaswini says go for the letter. Sounds like we're going for the letter. Alright. There is no bad choice. You're correct. And we can know whatever ones I don't do, I could do next week. Or the week after that. Or the week after that. I don't have that many blocks, so I don't know. Alright, so we're going to do this letter. This is the block right here. I will bring up. I also have... if I can find it. Alright, so here is a picture of the block for you all to see. I'll make that a little bit bigger for you. You don't have to see that top part, I guess. We can do that. So it can be larger without you needing to see that signature. There we go. So there is the block. And then in print, whoops, in print, this is the one I'll actually have on screen for you to see. There we go. Technically, I should just get rid of my face cam for real estate on the screen, but this'll work. Whoops. So there we go. To the... I didn't mean to do that. There we go. That block's a heavy one, so I'll move it to the side. Yeah, to the best American penman, Mr. E.W. Blosser, from one who would like to be CPZ. Or Z for my Canadian folk. Alright. Now I guess I should line a piece of paper to do this one. And if I'm gonna be actually lining, maybe I'll use an actual liner. Instead of just the random lines, I could actually do properly spaced lines, perhaps? Too many loops. There are lots of loops. I feel like I end up writing under my face cam a fair bit, don't I? Oh. I'm messing this up as far as using a liner. I'm doing this wrong. That's okay. Can I go underneath? Can I use my Moss Grimes liner upside down? How many lines do I need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And how many lines? We're just gonna go with the 4 here. You know what? I feel like doing the liner for something this large is gonna be more trouble than it's worth. So, how am I gonna do this? I'm just gonna do this way. Since I have a ruler with line with a grid, I don't have all the liner tricks that people use, because I never really line things. I don't do wedding calligraphy, so I don't have to deal with colored envelopes or anything all the time, like a lot of calligraphers and penmen out there. I haven't been keeping count. Is that enough lines? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That'll work. Fancy lining devices? Oh, do you mean a section liner? Yes. But I feel like a section liner is overkill for this type of lining. If it was permanently set up on my desk, like if I had a drafting table with like a built-in or a permanently established section liner, then I would use it, but not for this. I'm just also realizing that I didn't practice this one, so I lined this like this was gonna be, this is the final piece. Oh, a rolling ruler. I do. I have multiple rolling rulers, which I could use one of those. Good call. Is there a better... Whoops. Wait, why did that do that? Wait a minute. Give me a second. Is it better under my face cam? If I go over here? Is that better? And then I can just get rid of that top part. Is that better for this one? Maybe? Yeah, that's probably better. We're just gonna wing it. We're gonna go for it and see how it works. And then we'll analyze and fix. Oh, his shades are so big. I'm gonna cross this T after I do the B. Hardest variation of the capital B as well. Wait, no, the B is what crosses the right. I have no choice but to do the crossing after the B because That's where the B comes from. Or that's where the crossing comes from. How is he? Comes way over here? Like so? Wow. That looks crazy. I gave myself way too much space. Yeah, he has this come like way over here. But in order to do that, I need the B shade to be like right here. I like gave myself way too much space. But now we know. To the best American pendant. Oh, is my line spacing isn't quite wide enough for this much, for this size of letters. Whoopsies. I'll give myself bigger spacing on the next one. Whoa, this is oftentimes my waiting song before the stream starts. Curious why he underlined man. An emphasis on American pen, man. Blosser was the man, according to Zayner. Yeah, not nearly enough space in here for the size of my letters currently. You the man, exactly. Blosser's the man, according to Zayner. Okay, how does he... Alright. Okay, this shade is a bit of a doozy. It has to go all the way to here. But that has to be shaded from there to there, thicker. When you say Blosser, or when you spell it like that, it reminds me of, you know the book Ready Player One? it is narrated, the audiobook is narrated by, oh, what's his name? The young kid from Star Trek. I had it in my head 2 seconds ago, and now I forgot it. Will Wheaton. And the way he says poser, or the way he makes one character say poser, is posier instead of poser. You're such a posier. It's funny. I don't know if it's just the way that Will Wheaton says poser, or if it's how the character's supposed to emphasize that character speaks weird. I'm not honestly sure. But it's funny. Well, I really gotta take that crossbar up out of the way so it doesn't get in the way of the O. Oh, I fully should have. Iampith has the original of this letter, actually, in one of their scrapbooks. I should put that in the folder with these two pictures. So we have a picture of the original, a picture of the block, and a picture of when it was published. It's been published multiple times, I'm pretty sure, though. It probably exists in multiple blocks. They probably re-engraved it at some point. It was, Linné. It definitely was. Oof. Oh, interesting. He didn't use an ending T or an ending D there. From someone who would like to be. This B is so weird. I gotta practice this B just on its own a bunch of times. Yeah. Can't say I'm a fan. Oh, hello, Lurker Lori. Hey, Lori, is what my brain just said. How's it going, Lori? Yeah, it's an interesting beat. I've never been a huge fan of it personally, which is why I've never really practiced it, which is why mine looks like poop. Now we got CP Zanger. Well, thanks for popping in, Lori. It's always nice to see you. Hairlines, please. So there's the first crummy rendition of that letter, but it's something. Now, we need to get that B in our bodies. So I'm just going to utilize the blank space on this page to practice that B, or shading the top. Okay, we gotta come a little lower. Oh, it just doesn't feel good. That is the idea. I'd rather not have slowed down when I do it though, but that's what we're looking for. I need that shade, the first shade, to be lower. And that has to come down lower. Learning, learning, learning. That's a little better. Too fat here. Again. Narrow oval there. Okay, I missed the shade on top, but that's the shape we're looking for. And we gotta smooth out that transition. It's a lima bee. There's a song about it. Lima bee, lima bee, lima, lima, lima bee. Lima bee, beep, 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 lima, lima bee. Sorry. Bad jokes. Bad jokes. I'm getting very far away from myself for some reason. Very strange. This letter uses a lot of this shade, which, when it has to continue into an oval, be it up like that, like the B, or over like that, like the T's, or the M, I personally have a hard time making that shade sizable. We gotta go for it. Unless we do that whole letter with the really small capitals with really large shades. Oops, shade on top instead of the bottom. That's the idea. Yeah, but if I just do the B the way I want the B to be, then I don't learn anything. I don't grow. I need to grow. Okay, let's take another stab. Actually, let's try just to the best. I need to get that spacing, because mine was really spaced out. Okay, now how do we get that spaced correctly? It's that darn B that I have to do pretty much in whole arm. Unless I stopped the B like right here after the little loop. Just did that bit and then came back and did, oh, maybe that's how I would do that. I obviously can't see in the print. I wonder. Okay. Pause real quick, everybody. We're gonna go on a reconnaissance mission. Give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna find the original. I want to see if I can see, if I zoom into the original, if he did stop there. Maybe. Research trip. Field trip into my hard drive. Okay. I can't remember if that one's in scrapbook number 1 or number 2. And they're old scans of them, but I think next summer we're rescanning those 2. Let's just look through scrapbook number 1. It's not what I wanted to do. Open that up. In this PDF viewer. Oh, can you guys see this one? Do I still have this set up? PDF window? Nope, I don't. Sorry. My PDF isn't loading though, so... We're gonna see once this loads. I might be able to have you guys view what I'm looking at. Just so you're not fully left in the dark. Oh, there it is. Why is it spaced like that? Let's make... Why is it so big? There we go. Oh, it's right there. Here's the second one. Brilliant. Well, in that case... Here, we're gonna zoom in here. I don't remember... Is there a quick key for zoom in? There is. Okay. We want to go... Wait, the top. Right. I forgot what I was doing for a second. Here we go. Do you think he stopped there? Doesn't look like he stopped there. Whoops. Okay. He didn't stop. I mean, he might have. These shades also, if we look really close, you can't really see in the scan. There is a chance that right there is a line of his original shade, and then he made it fatter. It's really hard to see with this scan. You can see it, that line more clearly on the T. I'm wondering if he thickened all these shades before sending it to print, because that one has one too. I haven't looked close enough at this original. Do all the shades have those? They all look like they have a line through them. Interesting. Okay, but I don't think he stopped on the B, which was the reason we opened this one to look at this. He did cheat shade. We're going to try to do without cheat shading, but... Oh, having this open, my computer doesn't like it. Okay. So I don't think he stopped, but he did cheat shade. Is it like that? I guess that's the idea. Problem is, because I have to do so much here, I pretty much have to use whole arm movement, I think. I don't think I have enough movement to do that without. Well, maybe I can get it. Oh, I can maybe do it with whole arm to give myself a little more control. Alright, let's try the whole thing again. My computer did not like that. I realized when I opened that PDF viewer, there was about 15 other PDFs open in that viewer, which is probably what slowed down my computer a fair bit. My computer is also quite old and needs to be replaced. Dell just released some new computers that I've been looking at, but they are exceptionally expensive. That's because Marilyn mentioned it. I wish this one had... I like this wheelie ruler because it has grippy wheels. I have a couple different ones. I wish this one was a full grid though. I wish the whole thing was fully gridded. That would make me happy. Okay. We'll start down here. 1 inch should do the trick. Much faster than the way I did it before. I always forget to use one of these. Okay. Oh, I pressed too hard. You can see my lines in my page. Whoopsies. Speaking of that, years ago I used a section liner. Hello, Carl. Welcome, welcome. Carl, that is not a name that I recognize as a late night live stream chatter. Are you new to the stream? What spec and price wise? Do you mean the ruler, Linnae? What are we talking about? Okay, here we go. Off to a better start. Hello, Dana. Thank you very much. Dana or Dana, maybe? Sorry, I know some Danas and I know some Danas. Ooh! Yay, lurkers who start chatting! Awesome, awesome! Yay! That makes me happy. Okay, moment of truth. The B. Dana. Understood. Not Dana. Got it. Okay, I think I have enough movement loaded in my forearm to do this bit with forearm movement, I think. Stress. What happened there? Weird. Everything was going good. I pulled ink. Well, I think there was just a fiber in my nib, unfortunately. But oh well, we're moving on. Because so far, I'm happy with this. To the best. So far, decent. A little too big. Not big enough. Wrong R, but that's okay. I'm not mad at it. To the best American penman. Mr. E.W. E.W. Blosser. Okay, now for this exit flourish. Ay, ay, ay. This shade might not end up happening. We're gonna try to do it on the fly. I am gonna turn my page for this one. I normally don't like to do that, but finish right here. Yeah, could be worse. I held on to it a little too long, which I always do when I do this shade. Instead of the shade living from here to here, it extends all the way to the very end, but this part should all be hairline. Every time. That's okay. That's okay. Just a bit of a swing and a miss. There. From I want to get into resin 3D printing. I feel like that'd be fun. And when I say get into it, I just mean to be able to print myself stuff. Not as any kind of business or in any major capacity. I feel like the longer I go down in this letter, the more my writing is falling apart. Unfortunately. But we're still better than the first one. I also want to do it much smaller than this. This feels like I'm writing massive. There we go. Gotta zoom out quite a ways to get the whole thing in here. It's very big. I don't believe the original is that big. We can see it in that. I think the original, if memory serves, I wish I had the binder right here. Gotta scan these things with a ruler beside them. I don't know why I never thought of that before. I think the original is, like, if this whole thing was written, like, here, if it was only 8 inches high instead of 11, I think I would like the look of it a lot more. But, not mad at that. That shade really throws the whole thing off, because it ends up being way too long. This one's a little too long, too. I bought a sewing machine last year, and I've hardly ever used it. I need to practice on it and start making stuff. I have not had time. As we were talking about in the beginning of the stream, just that not having time to do all of the things. Oh, I'm out of hot chocolate. My hydration is reduced to water. Okay, I want to practice that shape. Whoops, bit on my page. I want to practice that page or that shade. I will turn the page. I want to eventually be able to do it without turning the page, but for now. Yeah, that's the ended hairline. We could cut it off even a little sooner. I like collecting things, and my favorite thing to collect is hobbies. That's the idea. Okay, now we just need it to be thicker. Pretty sure most of the time they did this one, he filled it in afterwards. Not all the time though, but I think they did fill it in quite a bit. That's better. So if this was my baseline, we finished with an R. Turn the page so we can get that shade nice. Pulled it too long. Is that because of turning the page? Is that why I do that? No. Just feels good to pull a shade. Ah, very late night for you, Carl. Thanks for hanging out, Carl. Always. Appreciate the company. See you next week, hopefully. Boring history for sleep. Hey, that works. Sweet dreams to you. Okay, can we do this one? What if I don't rotate my page? Can I just tuck my elbow and still do it? That's how I would like to do it. Yeah. I just gotta cut my shade off. Ran out of ink, but I think I cut my shade off at the right time on that one. We will never know. When you said nice chatting machines, I know you meant sewing machines, but I was like, I'm pretty sure Carl's not an AI bot, Linnae. I don't think he's a chatting machine. What's going on, Fozzie? Long time no see. I was DMing Fozzie the other day, because of my newest Monstera leaf. To date, with all of my Monsteras, the most holes I've ever had was 14, which was 2 leaves ago. I have 2 vines in one pot, and the one vine has more. It put out 14 holes, then the next vine put out 11 holes or something like that. The current one, the leaf that's just unfurling right now, has 23. No, I lied. 32. Switch that, reverse it. It has 32 holes. One quintuple fenestration. One has 5 holes in one spot. So crazy. What sewing machine do I have? That's a very good question. It is a Pfaff, but I don't remember which one it is. It's a small machine. It's discontinued now. It's a small machine, but the internals of it, I was told, I'm pretty sure, use the same as the heavy-duty machines, I believe. Oh, Fozzie can't see me. That's no good. Can you hear me, Fozzie? That's interesting. Maybe I'm better off heard and not seen. No, that's opposite of how that saying usually goes, I guess. That's what we want. But I just hardly have any shade now. I gotta give her. How old? I honestly don't know. I got it last year, but it was an older model. It's not vintage or anything. It's basically just strong enough to work on the type of leather that I use. Just. It's not, I mean, in a perfect world I would have a leather sewing machine, but can't afford one of those right now. Still, why is there ink here? Woohoo! Welcome, welcome, Fozzie! It's nice to see you. Long time no see. I was recreating or replicating some of my print block pieces today, but now the weakest part of one of them was this shade that Blosser uses, and I need to get better at it. So that's what I'm practicing currently. That's what we want. That's the idea. A vintage machine would be dope. I would love, I mean, in a perfect world, I would love, I want an industrial machine. They just take up a lot of space and they're expensive. Okay, that's the idea. Oh, I was off screen. But that's the right placement. Cuts off at the right spot, starts at the right spot. Now it's just a matter of getting that shade bigger in the middle. And not rotating my page. And it's working without rotation, which makes me happy. Still release quite slowly. Just because of leather. It's just for power, because I won't be sewing really any fabric stuff. It just sewing leather is all I'll ever really sew, and with an industrial machine I can get some really thick thread that can go through some really thick, multiple thick pieces of leather. Ooh. Is it for a wedding? Engraving? Okay. I started that one too soon, which is unusual. In a perfect world, what do we want it to look like? I feel like if I was going slow, it won't be as smooth with the shade. Will happen in the right spot. Nope, I still pulled the shade too long. It's just so fun to pull the shade. We want the shade to go from here and from here. Right in the middle. I don't go slow very often these days anymore. It's interesting, the skill, because you know we always, I mean, talk about movement writing and ornamental penmanship and all this fast, rapid writing and whatnot. Flexing the muscle of slow writing. When I wrote slowly, my slow writing back in the day is much better than my slow writing now. I'm not nearly as good at writing slowly as I used to be. Which is fascinating. It's a completely different muscle to train in a completely different way. But yeah, I'm gonna try this letter one more time. We're gonna try to do it shorter. I'm gonna line again. But yeah, we're gonna try it shorter than the last time. We'll see if we can condense the whole thing. How much do we want to condense it though? What are we thinking? We're gonna go down to 3/4 of an inch instead of 1 inch. See how that feels. Yeah, because now, like if somebody asked me to sit down and do one of my complicated designs slowly, I feel like it would come out terribly. I draw or I go fast. I can't go slow like I used to anymore. Size in age. Whoopsies. I slipped. Is that enough lines? I press too hard when I line with this ruler. I can see the wheels. The wheel marks in the paper. No, I don't feel like I'm pressing that hard. Oops. Okay. Let's try this one more time. Yep. One, it's just creating an oval with movement and creating an oval slowly. It's that repetition of doing that shape of that oval slowly and slowly and slowly, and that is a muscle. To be consistent slowly takes a lot of work. And I used to do a lot of slow writing, so I was relatively consistent at a slower speed. I am not anymore. My slow writing looks pretty not wonderful these days, I would say. I can go a mid-speed and it's alright, but movement is key for me. Okay. Let's try this smaller. As with anything, I guess, practice is what's required to keep any of the skills. Alright, Marilyn, thanks for hanging out. Sweet dreams to you. You leave still at number 1. Well done, you held the number 1 spot all stream. Impressive. Sweet dreams to you. Mess that up a little bit. Not very smooth. It's fun that you guys go to Pilates together. Wonky shades. It will be Wednesday. It's Tuesday night at the moment. So tomorrow is the big day. Ugh. These ovals are not very nice. Wonky shades serving the lines away. Very nice. He will indeed. Okay, moment of truth. The shade. So we gotta come down to here and finish here. I gotta come down quite low so I don't cross through that. I made that B end a little lower than I wanted. I don't like that shade. It was so much better on the other sheet. I don't even want to finish this now. Bummer. Let's just do that line again. Not smooth. Slowing down too much. I am gonna rotate my page ever so slightly. That's what we want. That's a little better. Still very long, but it's quite long. The biggest difference is mine is long this way and his goes sort of down here. So he maintains the compound curve not looking stretched up, which is that's what I don't like. I mean, this one's wonky, but that's what's wrong with that one. And then this one, nice shade. It's in the right spot. It's just the shape of the whole stroke. I practice going sort of straight across, but I gotta go up, down to up. A little more. Well, this isn't the Lima B. He does a normal B for this one. The one up here is the Lima B, and the one at the bottom into B is the Lima B. But yeah, getting that flourish swooping up is a tricky bit. It's possible. A rotation of the paper should be enough. I mean, I'd love to be able to do it without a rotation of the paper, but... He also... Like I said before, that shade is often made quite a bit larger after the fact, sometimes, when he would do it. Whoops. Okay, rotate the page. I'm gonna rotate it even more, and I'm gonna go down to up. So I'm gonna go all the way, yeah, all the way to this line. Yeah. I was thrown off an ad. I just got a pop-up just said ad inserted right as I was starting it. So that's the idea. That's the right shape of the shade. I went a little too high. I got into the E. Technically my E should be here. I shouldn't. My E is too low for the design, so I would have been safe. But that's the idea for that shade. Yeah, it's just the... I mean, like a breakdown of any compound curve that is shaded for this one. Like if his compound curve is here, the thick bit, if you imagine from this beginning to the ending, the middle point is right here. So that's the thickest point. And then we want it to be hairline at the apex, or at the apex of that implied oval. So then that's where your hairline starts, and you taper into that thick shade, and you taper out of that thick shade right in the middle. Is the ideal. Okay. I really don't like that I turned my page so much to do this. I want to be able to do it without, but one day. That's kind of the idea. That's where we want it to be. Well, that's the biggest thing, like when we talk about, like when you go through a scrapbook and you can admire everything in the scrapbook, and you can look at it. But when we say, when you're studying, I didn't come back down is one thing that I didn't do here. But studying is a whole different thing. When you study, it's this. This is essentially studying. And you can study without a pen in your hand, but really analyzing and where things go, where things are going, why they work, why they don't work. Yeah, and being really careful to not succumb, or not let yourself succumb to what I call analysis paralysis. Because we can get too, like, too exact and perfect and whatnot. Which when we shoot for that, it usually affects our movement and fluidity, and it makes the whole design feel sort of stressed. And the writing should never look stressed. All right. Well, yeah, another aspect of studying, just like as you say, Fozzie, is the sort of not studying to replicate, but studying to inspire. There are tons of ideas. You find things like, oh, I never thought of doing that before. That connection or that thing, which is a whole other aspect of study. Like, I used to look at, I should start doing it again. I used to look at scrapbooks every night before bed. I used to go through just like a few pages of a scrapbook and just sort of analyze and break down different signatures and pulling inspiration of different connections and whatnot. Trying to put myself in the headspace of the penman who created it. Oh, there was a really good quote I heard the other day about art, and he wasn't a penman. It didn't have to do with calligraphy, but it could apply so nicely to the calligraphy and penmanship world. I wish I could remember it now. It was really good. It was about like finding your voice and things like that, and like recognizing people's work, and making your work recognizable as your work and stuff like that. It was really good. Because that's one thing I always, in my signature designs, not so much in my ornamental penmanship, I'm not there yet. I'm still striving for something, or for a level that I'm not at yet. But in specifically like signature design, I feel like, and I could be wrong, but I feel like when somebody sees a design that a signature that I designed, like on a blotter or just in writing or whatnot, it looks like my writing. It looks like MrMGWard wrote it, which I really like. It doesn't look like Harvest Crittenden wrote it, or Michael Saul wrote it, or Skylar Chubak wrote it, or Fozzie wrote it, or anybody else. It looks like I did. It looks like unmistakably MrMGWard's design, which I really like. Oh, Sudeep, sorry, I forgot to say hello back. I saw your message when I was writing earlier. Hello. The old penmen, yeah, they probably would, Fozzie, I would imagine. But they were pretty hardcore, doing things their way. Okay, let's try this one more time. I was missing relaxation on the last run. We gotta relax. Long stream today? Not sure. I might cut it after doing this letter. We'll see how I feel, but I am a little sleepy tonight. We'll see how I feel. Nib snap. That's a bummer. That B just doesn't look good. It's the space that I have in here that makes it not look like his. And it's the angle that this comes around. I need my little loop to actually loop bigger so that I can have my trajectory coming out of that loop be down instead of horizontal. We're not gonna make it through this letter. Yeah, without the weird shape, but we gotta come out of it. He's not threading either, he's fully crossing on the inside. But either way. That's better. Yeah, we need it close like that. And then adding the shade up here is tricky as well. Coffee? No coffee. My shades are far too high now. Oh, coffee's a no-no for me. Tea only. And 99% of the time, decaf. Could be worse. The musical You Genius? No, I have not. I am not familiar. Is it a documentary, I'm guessing? Whoops. Didn't cross that quite enough. Where'd my hairlines go? Why does that happen so many times today? They're still there, but they're just too... They don't match now. But I don't know why they happen. I think my ink just has gunk in it. Unfortunately. Okay, I want to do this without turning my page too much. Challenge. Meh, not a very big shade, but it works. B. That's how all the exit ovals should look. But they don't. Okay, the Lima B. Meh. Down one line. We're gonna eyeball this one. That'll probably get the job done. He does actually leave. He gives himself more space for his own name. Not double space, but it's like space and a half. That's interesting. Or space and a bit. It's definitely more space. There we go. I think that one's better than the first one, and it's smaller. Took some getting, some doing. But I think that's a little bit better than the first one. It's not quite there yet, but it's well on its way. I think he wrote the P, wrote a P. Didn't want to redo it. You're not wrong, Linnae. That's possible. It's such a weird B. It's called the Lima B from now on, is what I'm going to refer to that variation. I'm going to have to work on it a fair bit. Yeah, there's some inconsistencies and things I got to work on in there, but it's a start. They said it looked like a lima bean when I was writing it, when I was practicing it earlier. So it just turned into the Lima Bee. Oh. There we go. So that's the print block. Or that's the print. It looks nothing like the print block, but that's okay. Where are we? This way. It's mirrored here, but there it is. My version. Down below is the printed version. Here's this version, and then in Iampith Scrapbook 1, page 2, is the actual pen and ink. I wish we had the original or the print block of the letter that this was responding to, or that this came after, which was a letter written by E.W. Blosser about Mataraz, known as the famous Mataraz letter, but nobody knows where it is. I think it's in somebody's private collection and has either been forgotten to be shared, or somebody has forgotten that they have a collection, or it's a lost collection, or somebody's just hoarding it and choosing not to share. One of those options. Yeah, what the story behind the whole thing is, they printed this letter by E.W. Blosser about Mataraz, because Mataraz had sent in 11 specimens to be printed. So it was regarding those 11 pieces. Blosser never liked his name to be printed. He didn't like when people printed his stuff with his name on it. He kind of liked to be under the radar. So it was printed uncredited. And there was, after that edition of the Business Educator came out, a lot of penmen speculated and wrote in and were guessing who it was, and nobody was guessing right. So in the next volume, Zahner made, to set the story straight, basically, he explained that people had it wrong, and he himself wouldn't let this penman go uncredited because he's so good. So he let the world know that it was E.W. Blosser who wrote that letter, not anybody else. And then this was the piece that was printed in that next, with his sort of setting the story straight. That would be funny. To the pest, America. It could be an I actually kind of like that idea. To the pest. And then for this one, he'd been sitting at his desk way too long, and it's from one who would like to pee, because he finished writing and then he didn't write Zaner at the end because he had to write the Z, and then he went to go to the bathroom because he was one who liked or who would like to pee. That's our theory of why that is. We're gonna leave that. That's just how it's gonna be. That's the story, and it's done. It's to the pest, American penman, E.W. Blosser, from one who would like to pee, C.P. Zaner. I think what I gotta do now is actually write that version of it. I gotta do another version that legitimately says, to the pest, American penman, Mr. E.W. Blosser, from one who would like to pee, CPZ, or CPZ. I've said the word pee way too many times in the past couple minutes. It is midnight, but we are going to end the stream there today. We're not going to do a Blacklight Live tonight. This was a fun one. I have an early morning tomorrow and lots to do, so I'm gonna cut this one. Yeah, he had too much tea. That's valid. I wish I had too much tea. I didn't have any tea today, or I had tea this morning. I had no tea during stream. I had hot chocolate today, but I ran out way too fast. I need, like, supplementary mugs of hot chocolate. Thanks for hanging out with me today, everybody. I hope that was fun. Again, we were doing print blocks. If you like the shirt that I'm wearing, you can click the link in the description. We have CREATRIUM shirts. Oh, my Google doesn't know that we're not doing a late night live. Okay, Google, turn on studio. So... So it thinks it's late night live time, but my blacklight is not actually even set up right now, so we can't do Blacklight Live without me going behind the desk and doing some finagling. I have too many things plugged in to too few spots. Anyways, thanks a lot everybody for hanging out with me today. If you enjoyed the stream, awesome. That's wonderful for me to know, to hear. Words aren't coming out good. Make sure that you are falling in love with the process, and don't forget, everybody, that life should be just a bit of silliness, really. See you next time. Bye-bye. And